I've got amazing memories for summer days, you know, just running about, just being a wee guy, you know, have a care in the world. Everything's going to be alright, don't worry. Some fucked up shit's going to happen, but you're going to be alright. And if you go out and do something and you're good at it and you're undeniably good, then, you know, what's holding you back? Nothing.
That's it. You've got 2 shows coming up. Is this something you're going to look to take to the Fringe this year?
No, I've got other plans, mate.
Alright, hello, I'm Tattoo Dave. Welcome to the Stick and Joke podcast. We're a tattoo comedians. We chat about tattoos, comedy and anything else that comes up. Today's episode sponsored by the Bad Mum Bakery, which is on Queen Margaret Drive in Glasgow. Cakes, protein bars, sweets, jams, chutneys, anything else. Go and check out their social media. I'm honoured my first guest today is a man of many names, Bergie Boy, Sausage King, Mikey Momo. He's a DJ, a comedian, a very good friend of mine. It's Mikey Motion.
Hello, how we doing? You alright?
Beautiful. Breathe in, mate. Breathe the chemical smell. So we've obviously worked out the size, so what we'll do is we'll just get a stencil on, like have a wee look in the mirror, make sure it's looking cool for you.
Yep.
If it is, we'll get started. If not, we'll fucking play about. If you've got to play about a position, let me know. It's obviously got to be on for a long time.
Yep.
I'd rather fucking change it now than in half an hour. Beautiful.
Oh, that was good. No, I'm not a hairist, but it feels good to get the wee hairs off.
You might see some people I get here, but I've got to take clippers to some guys.
Aye.
Some women as well, if I'm honest.
Aye, can imagine, mate.
Right, is that all right there?
That's fine, mate.
Aye.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Looking good. Looking good.
Beautiful. So we're going to let that dry. It'll take fucking 5 minutes, so I'll just get the rest of my shit together. So this is the boring part.
I'm fine.
Hey, aye, so kind of same colours, like greens, yellows.
Same colours.
Aye.
Have you got the colours?
Aye. Get any colour you want, mate.
There's something about the colours.
It's a pure childhood thing, isn't it?
It is. I've got fond memories. Is that what I say? Fond?
Fond memories of Super Soakers.
Fond memories. Playing with that
Brilliant.
gun. Summer times, you know, takes me back to the 90s. I'm a 90s guy, I love the 90s, but I actually saw a Super Soaker, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, and I hadn't seen it one in years,
oh, really?
And the feeling that I got for it.
Amazing.
Brilliant, mate. So every time.
Is it pure?
This is basically, this isn't even for me, this tattoo, it's
right.
it's for wee Mikey, it's for my inner
really?
child. You know, it's for I'm trying to treat my inner child these days. I bought myself a Turtles toy.
Aye.
A Turtles figure. I did. And it was just for wee Mikey.
Nostalgia.
Not even, aye, but for wee Mikey.
Right, that's amazing.
And I bought myself a nice hat. A hat that I would have worn years ago. I'll probably never wear it, but it's just hanging up my wall. Present for wee Mikey.
Amazing.
Do you ever speak to your inner child?
Mate, I'm living my inner child.
Right.
Like see if you speak to Sharon, she'll be like, fucking, like, you are your inner child. Like, there's no fucking, like, obviously all my stuff in here, like, this is stuff I'm not allowed in my house.
Aye.
So I'm like, good, I'll just buy it for my work.
And a lot of ways I think I am as well, but I think I lost touch with my inner child for a while.
Right.
You know? And I've been doing a lot of meditations.
Right.
Where I've been going back and speaking to myself, you know?
Aye.
Aye. I done one a couple of months ago and it was quite powerful, mate.
Right.
Quite a powerful experience, and
aye.
Thinking back, it was like it was actually happening. I was doing this meditation where I was walking down this big long corridor and there was like loads of doors on the left hand side of me.
Right.
And every door had a number. And each number was an age.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I stopped at 5 and I walked in the door and ended up in my primary 1 classroom. Just me and my younger self.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And I was just talking to him and I had him on my shoulders and all that. I was like, you're class wee man.
Mate,
everything's going to be alright.
Yeah,
Don't worry. Some fucked up shit's going to happen, but you're going to be alright.
That's dynamite.
Aye.
Fucking hell, cool. I will come back to that. Right, let me go and grab some needles and some mix and we can actually get started.
Yep.
Cool. Right, here we go. Right, it's just auto prick. How's that feel, mate? Alright?
Can't even feel that, mate, to be honest with you.
Beautiful.
Solid.
So,
Hardcore.
super soaker tattoo.
Super soaker tattoo.
Right, let's address that before we get balls deep in this.
First of all, I'm a sucker for nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Who isn't he, right? But to the point where a lot of my mates kind of slag me for it because I take it a wee bit too far. Do you know what I mean?
Like getting a tattoo.
Like getting a tattoo, aye. No, mate, the super soaker water squishy gun, we would call it. I've got amazing memories for summer days, you know, just running about, just being a wee guy, you know, have a care in the world.
Right.
All you're caring about is filling up your super soaker with water. But I saw one about 5 years ago and it just broke, but I forgot about it. It just must have been like a wee memory in my head somewhere that was unlocked.
Yeah.
And then when I seen it, the colours, everything about it just screams 90s to me. And as I said, this is a tattoo for my inner child.
Right, okay,
you know?
yeah.
Every time I look down there, I'll remember, you know.
Mate, that's dynamite.
I'll remember to remind myself.
Do you not feel cheated though? Because occasionally when I go to toy shops and I see the super soakers now, the water pistols, and they're huge.
They're huge, aye.
Like they're like gallons and gallons of water, and I'm like I've kind of missed out on that a wee bit.
I know. I suppose, but I think they're still, the old school ones are still cooler. They look cool.
Yeah.
There's just something about it. I don't know if this is creepy or weird me getting this, but I like it, right?
Yeah.
You were quite excited to do the tattoo as well.
Mate, I'll be honest, mate, I've done a lot of different tattoos in my life. I've never done a fucking super soaker. So as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, mate, this is going to be amazing. And it was the colours as well, you know. I don't get a chance to do a lot of colour tattoos. Mainly like asked to do black and grey stuff, so like doing something like this is fucking brilliant. Everybody's going to know what it is.
Aye.
They maybe won't know why you're getting it.
Aye.
It's
and then it gives me a chance to talk to people.
Exactly.
You know?
So this is the thing, like tattoos I think are always a good fucking icebreaker when you meet somebody, you know, because sometimes you're like, what the fuck is that tattoo? But other times they want to know about your tattoos or who did them and stuff, which is good.
Yeah.
So what was your first tattoo?
First tattoo I got in 2005.
What age were you?
18.
18, right, cool.
Just turned 18. And it was basically it's a record label kind of event, it was.
Right.
So it's Hardcore Heaven. It was called. It's like a logo, it's like a sort of smiley face with headphones on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's in the smiley face, it's like with the eyes, it's like two H's.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Awesome.
So basically that was I've been a DJ for years, so
yep.
There was this event we went to 2005, like me and a busload of my pals, about 30s, to this event, Hardcore Heaven. It's like a weekender. So it was the Friday, Saturday, Sunday and the Monday. And we went to that and it was like best time of my life, but
brilliant.
I ended up getting booked for every one after that to play at them all.
Okay.
So the tattoo I think I got it like 3 or 4 months after I came back for that.
Brilliant. After the first one?
After the first one, and then ended up finding out like I get booked for the rest. Well, I get booked and then it was like an every year thing.
Yeah.
So it was class, man.
So where was it?
Southport, Pontins. So the whole of the Pontins was just, every chalet was just ravers.
Brilliant. So that kind of blows my mind because when I was younger, Points to me was just like it was a family holiday camp, and then I find out like they do all these raves and they do like rock and metal gigs as well.
What a place, mate.
Really, yeah.
What a place. I went 6 years, I went. so I've spent a lot of time down there. But just the people you met, the sound systems they got in, and they meant that then there was like 3 or 4 different areas you could go to.
Right.
And it was brilliant, mate.
Amazing. So that was your first tattoo?
That was my first tattoo.
Who did it for you?
So that was, can't remember her name, but it was in the comedian tattoo.
Oh, right, okay. Is that in the city centre?
In the city centre.
Cool.
Aye.
And was this the design you'd always thought of then, or was that just something that...
I didn't really know what I wanted as a first tattoo. I wanted it was a smiley face I wanted on my neck, which is stupid.
Oh, really?
I'm glad I didn't get that now.
Right.
And then I thought, well, that's a smiley face and it's a logo for something I love, and
cool.
So I got that.
Amazing.
I'm trying to represent hardcore, you know?
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's safe to say you did, because you obviously went on, you played there more, you played a lot of fucking big gigs as well, and you're kind of getting back into it?
Aye. Fair away, but we used to be busy all the time, playing at like raves and just like festivals, and when COVID came, obviously that stopped everything, and I continued to DJ. I was live every day.
Right, okay, yeah.
Well, I was at my tits, but every single day and every night I was live.
Right.
I think Facebook lets you go live for 4 hours. I would go live for 4 hours, come off for 20 minutes and go back on again.
Okay.
But I'm starting to get booked for kind of big gigs again, so...
Right. Is that something you were always going to go back to then? Because I know obviously, like I know you're a comedian, and I think a lot of people know you as a comedian. Was the DJing... was it conscious to put it on the back burner, or was it just something that kind of comes and goes?
It comes and goes. It wasn't a conscious thing. I think just that when I started doing comedy and I kind of sobered up and that, I knew that I had to put a lot more effort into the comedy than what I did DJing.
Right.
Yeah, I've DJed for so long. I know what I'm doing.
Right, yeah.
It's like, it's just something that I kind of mastered, if you know what I mean. Just like, I don't get nervous, doesn't matter what kind of gig it is.
Right.
Doesn't matter how many people's here, I just go up and I know what I'm doing.
Brilliant.
So I knew that I had to put more effort into the comedy. It's something that you're going to put a lot of time into, so...
Yep. I know you'd done kind of comedy gigs before, but you were one of the infamous class of 2019 Viv G's kind of comedy course.
Yeah.
How did you find out about the comedy course?
So I didn't sign up for it.
Right.
My pal signed me up for it.
Okay.
I had already been doing gigs and doing open mics and that stuff, and then I just got a message through my phone. I was sitting on my bed and I got a message and it was saying Ultra Comedy, and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
my mate messaged me, my mate Sean messaged me saying, did you get that message? I said, aye. He said, I've signed you up for this. It's a free comedy course and you get a gig at the end.
Amazing.
And I was like, oh, class, mate, cheers.
Right, cool.
And then, so I just went, he came with me.
Okay, right, so he done
it as well.
Right, brilliant.
And he was phenomenal.
Brilliant.
Like, one of the best in the class, and he just never done it again.
Aye.
He's like one of the funniest people I know, but we've been pals since we've been wee boys. And
probably point out as well, like Viv G's a stalwart of the Scottish comedy scene. She's been going for 25 years. She's been on the BBC, and I think she was the first person in the world to offer like an official comedy course.
Yes.
You know, kind of early 2000s.
Aye.
And she now does these kind of ultra comedy courses.
Yeah. And she's some of the greats that we know. You know what I mean? Like,
I just said there, you know, the infamous class of 2009. I mean that as a compliment, because there's obviously yourself, there's Paddy Linton, Amanda Hussey, Mick Murphy. There was like so many people now that are proper, like good paid weekend acts that came from that specific, you know, that course. And then there's obviously there's other courses I did one a couple of years ago as well. But it's
that class is brilliant. I mean, it's mental how many people start. There was like 75 people.
Really?
There was so many people turned up the first night.
Right, okay. 75.
Aye, and then Viv did say, she says like this, no everybody will still be here. Some of yous will pull out, some of yous will come, and some of yous won't go and do the live show. But I think it ended up down to about 10 or 11 people.
You're joking?
No.
Like that much of a drop? Should probably point out as well, I think Viv's courses now, certainly advanced courses, you've got to pay for.
Oh aye.
Sorry if that's shite advertising for Viv, but
no, but I thought that course was hard. It was a lot more daunting than actual doing stand-up for me at the time, because you had to go up in front of everybody in there.
Right.
And everybody there thinks they're funny.
Right, of course, that's why they're there.
That's why they're there. So that was hard. I thought, you know what I mean? I thought that was hard.
Yeah.
When I started kind of doing this, I genuinely thought that's how stupid I was. I thought there was like just 3 Comedians. I thought it was Frankie Boyle, Billy Connolly, Kevin Bridges.
Right.
And I thought, this is going to be great, I'm going to fucking... But it wasn't. There's so many. And you're in a circuit or a scene now with everybody.
Aye.
Who thinks like, well, they're all funny, but it's just like, it's a weird thing. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, no,
exactly.
Yeah.
You're just a single funny person trying to make people laugh.
Yep.
And you meet funny people through your life, but when there's everybody there, and you're like, fuck man, maybe I'm not that funny.
Aye. I was like, I thought when I started doing comedy, which is just, it'll be 2 years in May, I thought you go to the stand, you do Red Raw, which is the new act, new material night, and then you get booked for the weekends. I didn't know about like the open mics, it was a real eye-opener. So I mean, exactly what you're saying, you think there's a very small amount of comedians, and you just have to fucking...
But there's literally thousands.
Aye. And I think certainly since I've been doing it as well, and you're better placed to comment on this than myself, like it just seems the last year as well, like there's even more, you know, and a lot of them are fucking really good, you know, there's a lot of really good...
I know
younger comedians coming through.
It's mental. I don't know. Like, some of them are just. It's just natural for them.
Yeah. I mean, certainly if you're talking about like natural comedians, obviously you would say Jack Trainer, who came up with the stick and joke name. So big shout out to Jack for that. That's how funny he is.
Aye.
But yeah, they're like who. Apart from Jack, who's the new breed that are coming through? Does anybody jump to mind?
Mick Mac. Mick McElhenney,
yeah,
brilliant. Had
good.
him on at Legends in Canvas Lang.
Brilliant.
He's just he's 19 or something, I think 19 or 20. I just wish I started at that age.
Aye.
And he's good, man. He's got clever material. He's confident.
Yep. He's fucking too confident for being that age, by the way.
Alan J, man, I think Alan J's brilliant.
Yep.
There's loads.
Aye.
And it's not, I'm not saying it's scary, but I just don't know how, I don't know what it is, like, they just go up and do it, and it's, you know, it's like no effort.
Yeah, certainly like see 18, 19, 20, like I thought I was funny, but I don't think I would have had the bottle to get up and do it the way they're all doing it. I like even like young Jack Brookmeyer. Fucking brilliant as well, really funny. Geeta Blaze, you seen Geeta?
Aye, she's brilliant.
Geeta's absolutely smashing it. And I kind of thought, when I get into comedy, like I had so many misconceptions about it. I thought everybody was going to be kind of kicking everybody under the bus to get a gig, and it's not for the most part. Like certainly in Glasgow, like everybody's really supportive. But I thought, you know, seeing younger, less experienced comedians, me coming through and being successful, I might have been a wee bit fucking like jealous of that. I'm not. It's just it's empowering, and you're just so happy to see these people do well.
No, it's a good thing, man. It's like comedy's for everybody.
Yep.
And I think everybody's funny in their own wee way. And if you go out and do something and you're good at it and you're undeniably good, then, you know, what's holding you back? Nothing.
That's it.
And people, I think, like, it's for everybody, man.
Yeah. And I suppose like different comedians will appeal to different people as well, won't they? So, you know,
Aye.
One person will maybe go to a club, or they'll go to one night, not necessarily do well, and then the next night they'll go somewhere else and they'll smash it out of the park.
Aye, well that's the other thing. It's like, it's just try to get the consistency. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what kind of gig, if it's a pub, a club.
Yep.
That you just go up and perform. And I think, I'm not saying I'm struggling, because sometimes I can hit a streak of gigs where they're good,
yep,
and I'm loving it, and then you get a gig and it just takes you right down a few pegs.
Aye.
You need to learn.
Yep,
So
yeah.
everybody, and sometimes I think, why is this happening to me? But it's not just me, it's every comedian.
Oh yeah, aye.
It's just when it happens to you, it just feels fucking horrendous.
So what's your process of dealing with that now? Because I would imagine it's entirely different from like the first time you died on your arse or you had a bad night compared to now.
I used to take it quite bad, and I used to just leave the club feeling horrendous, walk out in the street, and then I would think every single person in the street knows that I've just bombed.
Right, yeah.
Everybody knows, man. I'd go in the bus and I'd be feeling horrible. I just couldn't wait to get home. I'd get home, pull the covers up, right up to, as if I'm not well, right up to my chin, feeling sorry for myself. Then I'd put on a compilation on YouTube of comedians' worst bombs.
Brilliant, right, I kind of share the experience, right.
And it would probably last a day or two.
Really? Wow.
But now, it still hurts, but I'm getting used to trying to win it back on stage. So if something doesn't work, then just have a wee saver.
Yep.
So a day laugh, and then a day that, well, that just doesn't. And then you need to realise as well that it's all part of the parcel, man. This is all, it's building and it's work.
Yeah.
You need to go out and workshop this stuff. You need to try it.
Yep.
And if it works, brilliant. If it doesn't, then change it. So now, like, I had a bad, what was it? I wouldn't say a bad gig, but it was a few weeks ago. I felt like I had to kind of work, like really, the usual stuff that wasn't working. The usual stuff that worked wasn't working.
Right, okay,
on this crowd.
So your bankers are fucking not...
So I had to kind of pull it at the back, and then I won them back.
Right.
And that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And then it's a wee challenge, like, right, well, at least I know in that situation I didn't completely die.
Cool.
I went out, it was work, but I won, I made them laugh, so that's like a win.
Yeah.
And you need to look at it like, sometimes, like, what am I getting at this gig? Have it set in your head before you go.
Right.
What kind of gig is it? What am I getting at this? Am I getting, you know, am I going to try something new? Am I just going to go up and do my normal stuff? What am I going to get for it?
Sure.
Sometimes I used to build up in my head before I went to a gig, like, you're chasing that buzz, you're chasing that high, and that's the feeling you want after it. And when you don't get it, you've put so much energy into getting it, then when you don't,
it's harder.
So I think I'd be a lot better and get on a lot better if I just get out my head sometimes.
Right, okay. It's easier said than done.
But it's easier said than done. There's a lot of, it's a big process, a lot of wee rituals you need to do.
Yep.
And I think that when I don't care, then I always do much better and I'm much looser.
Yep.
And I'm kind of focused on the material, but when I try and just get, don't think about it too much, then that's when I always perform better.
Right. Like Obi, John O'Brien says that a lot, is like you've got to not care about it. But obviously that's easier said than done. It's something I still struggle with, because if you're doing a big gig, if you're doing the stand, obviously like that's the ones that count, because that's going to get your progression. But at the same time, you want to be dead casual and fucking like dead loose.
And I think you can only really be like that when you don't care. But like, the gig, like the stand, like, I don't get nervous for the stand.
Right.
Because it's weird. Like the times I've done it, I know it's a sold out crowd. I know it's a real comedy audience. And I just know it's a magic club.
Yeah,
so I just
yeah.
know, right, this is my chance to go up here and do what I want to do.
Cool.
It feels good.
So is there like less pressure? Do you feel if you're playing like a proper comedy club instead of like a pub or a bowling club, it's because the crowd because the crowd are there to see.
Crowd are there to see comedy, and it just feels better. It's just like there's something about real comedy clubs. There's magic. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Where unless if it's a pub or something like that, then you know there's people there who are there to see comedy. They're not paying attention. They're like, who's this dick? And you need to work for it.
Yep.
So it's good to do a lot of the gigs.
Yeah. Well, we were talking earlier, like it's the harder gigs you learn from it. It's your smaller gigs, they're the ones that you improve from.
That's it, man. It's I said it to you before, I'll say it again. It's like you get the good and the bad in everything, right?
Yep.
But the bad you always learn from. It's like it's like psychedelics.
Right.
That's what I say. You have a good gin, a good gin's a good gin, but a bad gin is also a good gin. There's no such thing as a bad gin. It might feel bad at the time, but you will grow and you will learn.
It's the voice of experience.
That's
right
it, man. And you think, I think I just need to remember sometimes, stop treating myself like a victim.
Right.
Why is this happening to me?
Oh yeah.
I love this so much. Why is it happening to me? But it happens to everybody.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So
what was? I mean, this is a cliched question to ask a comedian. What was the first time you died on your ass? Like, do you remember where it was? It's a shite question.
No,
I know
it's a good question, mate.
It's a loaded question.
I think the Monkey Barrel. I think it was my second ever gig. Well, the first gig I done was weird, but I just didn't know what I was doing. And that was I done an hour. So it was just like, do you know what I mean? Like I had no clue how to start. I didn't know you had to start at 5 minutes. I didn't know you had to go to open mics. I just seen comedians on the telly talking and I thought, right, I can do that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I learned it.
So you did your first comedy gig was an hour's?
Aye. It was a half an hour of me, and then a half an hour of Bergie Boy.
Okay, cool.
Right, but the first time I can remember being like, oh shit, what am I doing up here? Was in the Monkey Barrel. It was the second gig right after that first gig I'd done.
Right. Oh, so this was before you did the course?
Aye.
Right, wow.
Had already had an hour under my belt.
And did you tell people that I had the course, or was that something like, I don't want to fucking tell people?
No, I kind of, people asked if I'd done it before, and I just said I've done it, done open mics and that.
Right. But you don't want to be swinging in there like, I've done an hour. Right. So your second gig was at the Monkey Barrel?
Monkey Barrel, Top Banana.
Top Banana, mental. Right, okay, fucking hell. So that's the Wednesday night?
Aye. It was Christopher MacArthur Boyd was headlining. Gus Lundberg was hosting, and I was steaming. I was right.
So there's the first fucking...
Aye, I was just pint after pint after pint after pint, and I remember.
Was that because of nerves, or was it just like I'm
nerves, mate? It was just that was just the normal thing. If I was out, I was drunk.
Right.
But do you know what? It actually was gone good. I went up and I had notes, and I had them on this like hanky, right?
Okay.
And I had a pint, and I put my pint on the stool, right, and I put my notes on the stool.
Right.
But because the comedians had been up, the stool was wet. So I was telling my first few bits and it was getting laughs.
Yep.
And I turned round and I'm like, well, that's just disintegrated. and that got a laugh.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Right, and then there was a baldy guy in the front row, and I said, "What's happening, Moby?" That got a big laugh, and then when that laugh stopped,
Yep.
I didn't know where I was going, what I was saying.
Fuck.
Stop, fool, yes, no, step outside, I bet you won't.
That was, I didn't even feel that.
Aye, mate, so that's your lines done.
Right, beginning.
Was that,
Perfect, that
aye,
was...
that alright? Wasn't he too sore?
Wasn't sore at all. It was nice.
It was nice.
It was nice, mate.
Pleasurable.
Feels good.
So I kind of find as well, see like if I'm getting tattooed or I notice with people, see if they're chatting away.
Aye.
It's easy.
Forget it, man.
It's easy.
Forget it's even happening.
Mate, there's some tattooists think they're fucking rock stars and they'll put their headphones on and go, "Don't speak to me," and they just fucking tattoo away.
I don't get
I'm not
that.
into that. Because for me, like tattooing, it's not just about doing the tattoo, it's about fucking making sure like
innit?
you're alright.
Aye.
It's the connection, just speaking to people and making sure they're alright rather than fucking closing yourself off. Tattooing is about a connection, it's about fucking the whole experience rather than cunts just shutting themselves off. I think it's nonsense. But how's that feeling? You notice a wee difference between the needles?
Aye, mate, but
Just about the same,
It doesn't
or?
feel what it's like. It doesn't feel sore.
So, like tattooing's come on a long way. See even like every year there's new fucking innovations.
Yep.
But like the needles are better now. The machines are better. The machines are totally different. The inks are better. Like our understanding of how to tattoo the skin.
Yep.
Is a lot better. So it means there's less trauma on the skin, which means it should be fucking a lot easier for you to sit and get drilled.
See, the weird thing is as well, like, I've got a needle phobia,
Really, yeah.
but I think it's completely different for a tattoo.
Oh yeah, aye.
Do you know what I mean? It's a completely different thing.
Aye. There's well, I was going to say you'll be surprised. You probably wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of people come in here say the same thing. Like, I can't go and give blood. Can I get an injection at doctors?
Yep.
But they'll come in here and it is different because it's obviously the needles.
For a start,
just,
it looks different.
Yeah.
It's scraping.
Yep.
It's not getting in.
Aye.
It's a different thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, entirely. But yeah, I suppose if you're getting a tattoo as well, you've made that conscious decision. I'm going to get a tattoo.
Aye.
It's not like having to go to the doctors or anything like that.
Yep.
So aye, it's fucking a lot easier to get tattooed.
Yes, come.
Give your money. Or give me your money if anybody doesn't speak Glaswegian. So actually, there's a thing. So obviously you've been doing gigs kind of all over the country. How does the material vary from place to place? In terms of, you know, if you go down to England, do you find like you just slow down your speech a wee bit to be more understood?
Aye, well, we went down to Hot Water together.
Yes.
I had done it once before, and I think I'd said to you before, like, I like Liverpool anyway. I've DJ'd down there for years and years. I've got loads of pals, I know the lingo. So I think it's just slowing down.
Right. Slowing
down your accent, slowing down your, you know, the way you speak and changing some words.
Sure.
So I think Liverpool was alright, fine.
Yep.
Places like Aberdeen and that are alright as well. Edinburgh obviously is different.
Yep.
Because it's like the touristy place, innit?
Aye.
Especially at the Fringe. You can have people from all the world.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Aye. Even when we went to Liverpool, there was I don't even think there was one person for Liverpool.
Yep. There was a few.
There was Irish people. There was.
Yep. But just we'll quickly explain. I suppose like Mikey and I went down to Liverpool as part of the Wholesome Prison Blues show that we do in prisons across Scotland. But we get the opportunity to go down to Hot Water Comedy Club, which is probably arguably the biggest comedy club in Britain just now.
Oh aye.
So yeah, we were down there and it was a really varied audience. I think there was guys from Scandinavia, wasn't there? There was a couple of guys from like Denmark or Norway.
Yep. So it's like a touristy place now because of how big it's got.
Yep.
So it's very much like Edinburgh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which
I think is fun as well. Like now I've realised, like if I know it's like so an international audience,
Yep.
I would do kind of things like more universal, just be silly and do the vape tricks. or
Are you
something,
okay? Cool, cool.
Because it's like, it doesn't take much. It's more actiony stuff.
Yep, it's, I suppose it's maybe be classed as like physical comedy as opposed to like,
Yep.
yeah, brilliant.
Wee bits in between, but the majority it's just silly. And I think I could, like, even at the Fringe, it was American people at some of the shows we done, and they were laughing all the way through.
Yep.
When I was on, and when they were speaking to me after it, and they said that was great and all that.
Oh,
and
cool, right.
so, I think it does. Obviously, I've got a thick Glaswegian accent, and it's
Yep.
hard for me to change it.
Aye.
I think I've got a bit, the way I speak as well sometimes, the way I say certain words is, it sounds a bit fucking mental, and I've realised that. And I can get a bit of a stutter as well. I've
Right.
had a stutter, like, growing up, like, just when I get nervous and excited.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I need to kind of work on that, but aye man, I think
Cool.
it's exciting, you know. It just, you're only going to learn.
Oh yeah,
more,
absolutely.
just
Aye.
like, on different crowds.
Yep. And just think like Edinburgh, not just for the Fringe, but Edinburgh as an entity, like you said there, it's obviously a tourist city.
Yep.
So, I mean, we were maybe fortunate because we're based in Glasgow, but
Yeah.
you go through Edinburgh and you do have to change your material a wee bit. I think that probably prepares you better for going down south because you've got that in the back of your head, like I'm going to treat this like an Edinburgh gig.
Aye, 100% man. I think I realised that, like I said, Monkey Barrel was my second gig, so I already knew that, right, I can't just go out here and just, if I'm going to be myself, I need to slow it down a wee bit.
Yep.
But I think personal material, stuff about yourself,
Yep.
is more universal than anything else.
Right, okay.
Because if you make something about you, people are either it's going to have happened to them,
Right.
or they've thought about it and they think,
Okay.
I can't believe he's saying that.
Right, wow.
Do you know what I mean? So I've heard a few people saying that, and it's like, relatable material's relatable, but there's nothing more universal than personal stuff, because
Right,
you're
okay.
actually sharing.
I've never heard that before, but the minute you said it, I'm like, well, of course it is.
Aye.
Of course that's your that's your connection right
Aye.
there. Fucking hell, cool.
So that's why I try and, like, I think sometimes I do wee new bits of stuff and it's like maybe topical things and it's funny, but it only works because it's topical and it's only relevant for a week or two.
Yep.
And then, like, the more personal stuff, I think lasts forever, doesn't it?
Of course it does. Do you make a conscious effort to try and do topical stuff if you get a big gig coming up, or is it just like if something happens and it sets a wee bit
aye,
off?
If something happens, and usually what happens is if something happens, a thought will come in my head and I'll laugh. If I think it's funny, then I'll put it on Facebook to try it out, and if it
Oh,
gets
yeah,
a big
okay,
reaction,
cool,
then
cool.
I'll kind of build on it.
Right, oh brilliant.
So that's my kind of way of doing it.
So you're using social media just as like a tester then,
Aye.
just to
If
give
it
that
gets
a
a
run?
big reaction, and then sometimes people start chiming stuff in.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, we were talking about social media before. Like you were the king of social media posts before people were posting
Aye.
social media, in terms of you had viral videos
Aye.
before TikTok was about, before
Aye.
Snapchat. How do you feel about TikTok now? Because obviously, like you were doing TikTok videos, as I say, before
Aye.
TikTok was a thing. How's
Aye, it's a wee bit disheartening, and I don't know, I don't want to sound like a prick here, but like I said, I was doing videos even before Facebook was it.
right?
Um,
And that's like the
Even before
baby
people.
boy stuff and
just wee guys, just I was
Okay.
like, as soon as I could, the first thing I started doing, like wee silly things on, was a Game Boy camera.
Really? Fuck.
I had a Game Boy camera and a Game Boy printer,
So, how long ago would that have been?
That was
Obviously-
1999.
Really?
And then, as soon as I could record myself, then I knew, right, I'm doing something here.
Right, okay.
Like I would just like record. I'd have all these wee different characters. So I'd like I had an alky character,
Right.
and I had like this wig, fake teeth, liter of cider, and I just talk like an alky.
Okay.
And I do all these wee kind of sketches and things like that. And then I would upload. I would basically remember you could infrared or you could Bluetooth videos.
Oh, right, yep.
So I would do that, and they would go about school. People would share them.
Right, amazing.
And then
And were you doing these videos for yourself? Because you had all these
myself,
ideas?
Aye. Just because I loved it.
Brilliant.
And then I can remember getting a video camera for my Christmas. I got a JVC camera, and then I just started going to the weekends and having a backpack, and I just turned up in gaffs and cunts like, why are you recording us? Do you know what I mean?
Right,
I was
okay.
I just wanted to film everything.
Right, brilliant.
And then I think Bebo came out, and that was like when you could, your page was personal, you could have like a skin on it, and then you could have music playing and then videos.
Yep.
So I just had hundreds of videos of me doing stupid.
Brilliant.
I can remember the first one I done that went quite viral. I went to the McDonald's on London Road through the drive-through with no motor.
Right, okay.
Like that kind of shit I was doing.
Like before people were doing that?
Aye. Like ages ago, mate.
Amazing.
And then when Facebook came about, people died, and then I would just always post like a story every day on Facebook, but it would just be me, like just nonsense. I
Right,
still
okay,
kind
yeah.
of do it these now.
Yep, yeah.
I'd have a thing called Another Day, Another Wife, where it was like I posted myself like a Photoshop picture of me and this woman, and I'd tell the story of how we met.
Just a random woman, like nobody you knew?
Aye. And it would just be like, loads of things like that, and then this post started going viral. And then I was doing the videos, but a lot of people used to just be like, something wrong with that boy, or she just because I just didn't care, and I was just posting stuff.
Yep.
And then 10, 15 years later, all the people that are slagging you and saying he's weird, they've all got their own TikTok pages.
Right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm just like that now.
Yep.
I can't even be bothered.
Right.
Done it that long, you know, put effort into it, and then now there's a guy in his bedroom talking about what kind of tan he uses. He's selling fake tan.
Like, why is that even a thing? It's frightening.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
And I'm
frightening.
like, I just can't be bothered.
Yep.
So I've kind of, but I know I need to start again.
If you want to set up, feel free to want to. If you're really like that, it's cool.
Sorry, listen there.
Cool, man.
That looks great, by the way.
Aye, it's nice, man. It's nice. So do you remember, like, I know you said you had a video there went viral. Do you remember the first big one? Like the first one you went, oh fucking wait a minute, I'm kind of on to something here.
Aye. I put up a video of me talking about me going for a haircut in the barbers, and it was this woman who was in with a wee boy.
Right.
And she was shouting, "What do you want?" to the wee guy. "Do you want stripes or stars?"
Right.
On the side of the wee boy's head. Like the wee guy, I was like, the wee guy just wants a normal haircut.
Yeah.
She's like, "What do you want? Stripes or stars?" Like, so she was actually just saying, like, pick one.
Right, okay.
But, you're getting stripes or stars, pick one. I put that up, and it just kind of ranting, and that kind of went.
Brilliant.
People started sharing that, so I just started doing them every day.
Right.
But some were obviously shite and didn't go anywhere, then others did.
Right.
And I was doing different characters.
Was the characters a conscious choice then? Is that like just saying things that you wouldn't say, or was it just stuff that made you laugh?
Just stuff that made, I would just have ideas in my head. It was not as if I sat down and thought about this.
Right.
It would just basically literally happen.
Right, okay.
And I couldn't stop it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this now, and it's weird, man, because I'd be sitting doing videos now, and then like, my mum would come in the room. She's like, "Michael, son, what are you doing, man?" I'm like, "I don't know. But I enjoy it."
Yeah, right, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. And then I think obviously the one that went mental was the Bergie Boy one.
Right.
It's like the one I put least effort into.
Yeah.
I didn't even mean for it to be anything.
Okay.
It was just a stupid thing that I done, and it just went mental, man.
So what was, because I know this story, but I kind of like the thing, so it was just you going into the house and your brother?
Aye, it was, I'd basically been doing, there was a bit of Bergos patter floating about that I'd started, where, because nobody was wearing them. It was always like driving through places, like in the town you would see like a wee old guy wearing one, or it was like maybe like an alky, or maybe a heroin addict.
Right.
And I would take a picture, post it on Facebook, and it was like points. So it was like Bergie points.
Right. Amazing.
So I was like the point master. So I was doing this, and it started picking up, and people from England were sending me them, people from Canada.
Fucking
so
hell.
this was already a thing. Like people were taking a picture of somebody with a Bergos saying many points.
Right, okay,
I
wow.
would give them the points, I would rate the photo. So that was already a sort of thing that was happening. And then I remember I was playing in Ibiza, and I was there for a week, and I took my Bergos with me, just on the off chance something would happen. And then I got a picture took. I was sunbathing in between like 5 or 6 lasses with bikinis on.
Right.
And I had the Bergos on. My pal took a picture of it.
Brilliant.
Uploaded it, tagged us in it, and that picture went viral.
Sure.
So all of this stuff was just rolling on.
Right, okay,
there was
yeah.
something floating about in the background. And then one night, I was at the pub and I ended up got to see somebody, and it was on a Sunday, mate, and the way down the road, I'm like, alright, I've got a fucking good few Bergoses. I'm going to do something, and I went into the house and I just put them all on, and I didn't even think, I just done that. I just came out and I shared that on the Sunday, and it just went mental, mate.
Amazing.
Like it went, mate, like it was scary how quick it blew up.
Yeah.
And
So there's maybe people watch this haven't seen it. Like that's still it. Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook and that.
So what's is it? Bergie Boy?
Aye,
Do you remember
Bergie
the
Boy or
tagline?
something, bloody roasting or something.
Bloody roasting, right? Okay. So that's and that kind of became a bit of a catchphrase.
Aye. I turned it. I was basically a meme.
Right, brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? I was just a walking, talking meme.
Amazing.
And everybody, I was getting phone calls off people. Sure, I know you. Honestly, mate.
Right, okay.
Like even my aunties and my uncles.
So like your pals and family are trying to convince people that they know Bergie Boy.
My brother was doing a job somewhere. He's in a canteen, and here's a video. People laughing, and they're talking to Steve, was like, that's my brother. And they're like, no, isn't he? Steve was like, it's me that's videoing it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, isn't he? People were messaging.
Amazing.
I ended up going to, when I was in Ibiza, the year later, starting talking to a guy, he's like, no way that's you. And I done it, and he lifted his top up and he had a tattoo.
Really?
Bergie Boy tattoo.
No. Fucking
And I was
hell.
like, what the fuck, man? Like, what have I started? But do you want to know what was funny? I remember on the night it happening, me and my pal Sean, he was like, you're going to hate this.
Right.
So there was like, it ended up on Unilad, didn't it? And so now that put it to hundreds more people, thousands more people.
Yeah, right.
This guy wrote, I've never seen somebody get fatter as he takes layers of jackets off. Right? There was hundreds of good comments like that, but I met loads of good people through it. Like, I honestly, like, I've got actual pals now that only know me just through that video.
You're joking?
No, they're
Fucking
good
hell.
pals.
Brilliant.
And
How did that feel at the time? Like you see somebody that's got a tattoo of you that's never
that
met
was
you.
mental, man.
Was it like intimidating, or were you like, that's fucking, that's cool?
I thought I was at my tits at the time. I was like, this is class, man. But it's just weird, mate. But I hated it for a bit. I started to hate it because I'm like, right, I'm doing comedy now. I'm trying to be me, but people keep saying. Then I remembered, look, people actually do love that character.
Yep.
And sometimes I'll go in and look at the comments, and most of them are all good.
Right,
and I saw people saying, like, people genuinely laughing and they love it.
Brilliant.
So I started to kind of lean into it a wee bit.
Cool. So is that? I know you did a birthday roast last year for somebody, didn't you? And you did it as Bergie Boy.
No.
Did you do it? No, is that
Sausage
somebody else?
King.
It was the Sausage King.
Aye.
Right, so that's another character that's
Aye.
you've come up with.
And do you know the only reason I done that is because it was for Silas.
Oh yeah.
He's a good great comedian. He's
Yes.
a pal from Transylvania.
Yep.
So it was his birthday and he says, would you want to roast me? And I thought, aye, it'd be great, but see, as soon as I tried to sit down and write roast jokes for him,
Yep.
I couldn't.
Right.
And I couldn't be bothered doing it, mate.
Okay.
I
Right.
couldn't be bothered.
Yep.
And then I thought, fuck, wait a minute. What if I dated the Sausage King?
Amazing.
And as soon as I thought that, then I was just writing as a Sausage King.
Oh, really?
And it was just like, right, it's weird,
Right.
but it works for
So
some reason.
You've kind of said this to me before, like you just get that character,
Aye.
and then like you maybe have a writing block as yourself, but then you get this character and it's just
It just
fucking-
flows through, mate.
Flows.
And it's the things I'm saying it in his accent and his voice, and it's just coming out.
Right. Well.
It's like I done the Sausage King live about 3 or 4 times, but the first time I done it was in the Classic Grand, and it just went amazing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
every bit of it was
Right.
just brilliant the way it went.
What gig was that at the Classic Grand? Was that
That was Laugh or Cry.
right? So is there maybe more people at that gig knew that character already then?
There was a lot of people there who knew that character. There was a few people who didn't, but they still enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
my pal, she brought her sister, and she says like she didn't know, because there was a series of videos that I'd done with the Sausage King, like wee episodes. So I think like my main thing was, how can this be funny for people who don't know the character?
Right. Yeah.
So at the start, I'd done a music video, the rap video. So I put that was on the big screen behind me, and I came out and rapped to that.
Right.
And that kind of puts the message across, like Sausage King it's the stupidest thing ever. He sells sausages and he thinks like they're drugs, right? Like,
Right. Yeah. Aye.
what the fuck? You know what I mean? But that's just my kind of silly, stupid sense of humour that I've got. So I came out and I was like, I wrote the first 3 or 4, the first chapter in an autobiography
Wow.
of him.
Right.
And when I was writing it, I was howling because I was like, I can't believe, and I was enjoying it.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Sitting down to
wild.
write for me is, I used to be better at it. I used to go out, get about the town, sit in places and
Sure.
write jokes and that, but writing for a character, I think, is more fun and effortless, I think.
Right. Do you find it liberating then? Because obviously, like there's things you wouldn't say as yourself, but you can say as a Sausage King.
Aye.
You can maybe get away with more.
Definitely, aye.
Right.
Aye. I mean, there's nothing I would say even that would be too dodgy or anything like that,
Sure.
but there is things that, because it is a character, you can kind of get away with it.
Yep.
But I enjoy doing it, and sometimes I'm right into it, and then other times, like the new, like these days, like I'm mainly just focusing on trying to get my act together in the character, but it's a lot in your head.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye. So this is you've got an hour show coming up at the Glasgow International Comedy Festival in March.
Yep.
HELFY.
HELFY.
With an F.
With an F. HELFY. HELFY. Like that. It's got a kind of double meaning.
Yeah.
It means good, and it means trying to get healthy as well.
Right.
The idea behind that is, obviously, I had my sober show at the Fringe for 3 years, is it 2 years? 2 years, I think.
Aye, so you did it last year, definitely did it the year before as well, didn't you?
Aye. So I was quite happy with the way that was going, but I was just sick of calling it sober.
Right. So you've been sober now?
3 years, 3 months.
3 years, brilliant.
Aye. But I don't know, I prefer doing a solo show. It's like my favourite thing to do.
Yep.
Because there's nobody on before me.
Uh-huh.
it's just me, and I've got it's my own pace, and I feel like I can build it up, and then all the callbacks you can get in.
Yeah, cool.
And I just much prefer doing that as opposed to like a compilation show or opening or host. I just prefer being on the stage and building up.
Aye, it's your own thing.
Aye,
yeah.
I love it. So
Brilliant.
It's basically a hybrid of my Fringe show and new stuff.
Okay, cool.
That I've been working on, and I'm just trying to like. I think like bits are going to be the same, but there's going to be bits that haven't been heard before.
Right.
Like obviously like old mics I've tried them and stuff, but
yep.
Aye, I just wanted to do something a bit different. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. And is your writing process, when you're writing for this, are you trying to write around your existing material? Add on to that?
Well,
what's your process for the
so
new
again, something will pop in my head, and then if I think it's funny, then I'll try to maybe write a bit, and I'll try to write around it. Now it's just try to fit things in. Where do they go? What do I take out? Because the show done at the Fringe is an hour long. Yep. So what do I take out? What do I move where? So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm just trying to piece it together and see what's going on. I'm going to have to do a couple of previews, I think, to see what goes where.
Yep.
But
and is that the hardest part then, rather than writing the material? Is it slotting it in? Like getting the actual running order rather than writing the jokes. It's what
I think so. I mean, see, for the first show, it was just all bits that I had, and I put them all together.
Right.
And it was like I didn't have any segues or anything. And then as the show evolved, I started kind of just like falling into the next bit or having a wee thing like to kind of segue in. And that's how it worked,
right.
And it just all ended up, and then I was like, no, I'll put that there. As long as there's a beginning, a middle and an end.
Right.
And then everything else in between's just filling it out, the laughs, do you know what I mean? Like, but
so the sober show kind of evolved from, you know, the first time you did it to the last time you did it. Was it just smoother and
aye. And you were at the last one I done.
Mate, that was a tough gig, because that was your. I think it was the second last day of the Fringe last year.
Yep.
It was tough because you had kind of chatty people in the front.
But once they left, I think it was brilliant.
Yep.
It was probably one of my favourite shows.
And is that because there was 3 people in the front row and they were chatting, they were stepping on material?
It was getting recorded, and I mean, I had done a gig just before that, Wholesome Prison Blues, and I didn't feel good about the gig.
Right.
I didn't. And I just felt, right, this is my last gig at the Fringe here. It's my show. I need to fucking perform here.
Yep. Aye, you want to do it your way.
I want to do it my way. It's my show. I want it to be good. I want to be loose. So I went a walk, man. I was having a word with myself, and I was like, right, look, that gig was different. Nobody there knew me. A lot of different kind of people from different places in the audience at the Wholesome Prison Blues. Yep. So I was trying to think, and obviously I was hosting as well, so it's a tough gig, man.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this just needs to go good. That's my main show.
Aye, and you've got the pressure of having it recorded
as well. It's getting recorded, and not only that, mate, the pressure of having family and friends here.
Right. Aye.
I don't want to look like a dick. I don't want to be. Everybody come to my show, then I go out and I'm like, what's this?
Right.
But I went out, and for the word go, there was 2 lassies there who were just chatting.
Yep.
And I didn't know them. And there was a couple of guys, there were like 4 people at the front, and they were just oblivious to what was happening.
Yep.
They were talking. I could hear them. Like, right. I addressed it a few times. They kept doing it, and I lost my nut because I was like, "This is my last gig at the Fringe. You're no fucking up for me."
Yep.
Right. And we got them kicked out, and after that, it just went brilliant, I thought.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Everything worked, and
So-
it was getting big laughs, and just looking at and seeing people's faces, seeing them enjoy it. After it, I felt, right, that's the comedian I want to be.
Yeah.
That was why. I loved it.
Brilliant.
Aye, man. So hopefully the same again.
Aye. I mean, that was I think I've only ever seen people thrown out a show once or twice before, and obviously that happens. I was like, I knew you hadn't enjoyed the previous gig,
Aye.
and I knew you were feeling the pressure, and I was like, oh fuck! But the way you pulled that back, you just kind of dug deep and fucking built up again. It was actually I'm pure something your dick here, but it was actually amazing to see my pal.
Aye, cheers, mate.
Just fucking like from the ashes.
Aye.
You really pulled it back, and I was
Aye.
like, fucking hell, that's the way it should be.
Aye, I don't know where it came from. I think I've had maybe enough experience to then say, right, this is, look, everybody, don't feel sorry for me here.
Yep. Yeah.
This is going to be good.
Yes.
I promise you. Get the riff-raff away. This has got to be good.
Yeah,
Promise you. And then it just was.
Aye. So that's the. I think one of the main rules in comedy, if something happens when you're on stage, you've got to address it, whether it's fucking people heckling or somebody drops a glass or anything like that. And yeah, you kind of did that, and you just fucking kicked the arse out it.
Aye, cheers, mate.
But obviously you don't have that when you start doing comedy.
No, you don't at all.
No.
I mean, what I've got, I can't concentrate on anything. I've got ADHD, and anything will throw me off. Like, even at the start, sometimes it still does. Like, see if I'm in the middle of a bit and somebody coughs at the back of the room,
Right.
then fuck me.
Aye.
I'm concentrating on that person who just coughed.
Right, okay.
And then I can't remember what I was saying.
Yep.
But now, I think I can kind of control it. It'll still hear me and it'll still annoy me, but I can move past it.
Right, okay.
Because like, even at that one we were just talking about there, think of the amount of distractions I had
Yep.
at that show, and
Oh,
I didn't have any notes at
Yep.
all. I didn't have anything even wrote on my horn.
Sure.
I just went right through, and I remembered it all.
Brilliant.
It just thought, do
Brilliant.
you know what I mean? So, but aye, man.
So so healthy is going to be a mixture of
Mixture of that
sober and kind of more.
the message, you know, that's the same. Different callbacks
Brilliant.
and completely different bits all together. So it's definitely going to be the same structure,
Right.
some of the same jokes, but a lot of new ones and a lot of new bits.
Good stuff. So you're doing healthy twice. You've got two shows.
Two shows.
Is that- Whereabouts is that?
Tennent's Bar, Byers Road, 29th, Friday the 29th of March, 9 p.m. That's sold out.
Brilliant.
And 30th of March, 6 p.m. I think there's about 19 tickets, 18 tickets
Cool.
left for that. But
So by the time this goes out, that might even be
Aye,
sold out. But
aye.
definitely go on the Glasgow International Comedy
Comedy
website.
aye, yep.
Check it out, because
Check it
there
out.
might be a few tickets left.
There might be,
by
aye.
the time you see this.
But the idea was that I was going to do just one show in Blackfriars, and then Paddy had said to me, and I thought, well, why not do two shows?
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just going to be more experience for me, do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And it'll be two different shows. It'll be the Friday at 9 o'clock, I think it's going to be mental.
Yep.
And then the Saturday at 6 p.m. But you never know, you can't
Hey.
say. No two crowds are ever the same. You don't know what you're going to get.
Aye. Was that a conscious decision, booking like two separate
No,
times, different time
no,
slots? Just
That was what Paddy had.
right, okay.
That's what Paddy had for me.
Cool.
man.
Good stuff. And is this obviously healthy? You've got two shows coming up. Is this something you're going to look to take to the Fringe this year? Are you
No,
waiting to-
I've got other plans, mate.
Oh, right, okay. That sounds quite ominous, like you don't want to talk about it.
No, I'll talk about it.
Right.
I'll talk about it. Because by the time, when's this coming out?
Next couple of weeks, so but
Is it?
certainly kind of mid to end of February.
Aye, well, I think I'm going to Texas, mate.
You're going to Texas?
Mhm.
Right, okay. What's in Texas? Well, I know what's in Texas, but what's...
Comedy.
Comedy, really?
It's the comedy capital of the world, mate.
Right, okay, yeah.
The Fringe
Fucking hell,
last
man.
year was No, I love Edinburgh. I always have loved Edinburgh because my auntie and uncle stayed there. Me and my brother would go and stayed like, the last 2 weeks of the summer holidays. We'd go to the Fringe and stuff, like walk about the Royal Mile. I loved it. That was my 4th year at the Fringe. Every other year was great, but this year burst my balls, man.
Yep.
I just think nobody knows me in Texas.
They might not know you, they might know Bergie boy and sausage.
Nobody knows me in Texas. And I can do literally open mics all day, all night. Plus Kill Tony, okay, I'm signing up for Kill Tony.
Right, wow.
So, I want to do something different. I think I'm doing one show at the Fringe right at the end.
Right, okay.
One day, one show.
Right. And would that be healthy then, or is that going to change as well, depending on what happens?
I don't know, man. I might go to Texas and there's a funny shit might happen to me.
Yeah, aye. That's amazing, mate. I'm chuffy. That sounds like a proper adventure.
All my pals are getting behind me, my dad and that. Like,
yeah.
I've been watching Kill Tony for 3 years, every week.
Yep.
And why no? Nobody else here's doing it.
Yeah.
And
do you want to, just in case anybody's not seen
Kill Tony? Kill Tony is a live podcast in America. Started off in LA at the Comedy Store every week, every Monday night. Tony Hinchcliffe. It's a panel. Tony Hinchcliffe is he's been doing it for about 15-16 years, comedy. Yep. He wrote a lot of the roast battles, so he was one of the main writers on the roasts. So he goes up and he's always got like two big comedians is on the panel. You basically put your name in a bucket, and if you get your name put out of a bucket, you get to go up and try 1 minute of stand-up comedy. If it goes well, amazing shit can happen for you.
Brilliant.
If it goes bad, then you get slated.
Right, okay, fucking hell.
But the amount of things that have happened for people on the show,
is
amazing.
Yep.
Like the people sleeping in their vans, homeless. A year ago, and now they're opening up for Joe Rogan every week.
Brilliant.
I'm not saying that will happen to me, but I've pictured it in my head 1,000 million times. And I think if I do go there and get on, I'll be a bit exotic. I know I'm from Glasgow, but you've got a minute to, and then obviously you can pure shine in the interview when you start talking about things. I think maybe, I don't know, but my pals and that are on board, and my pal said he's like, mate, I'm buying your flights for you, that shit.
Really?
So
fucking hell,
all my pals are like kind of heavy supportive that way.
So you said there, like you've pictured it happening in your head
so many times.
Just positive mental attitude, you've got to put stuff out into the universe.
I've done it my whole life with things, mate. Like even with the DJing, comedy and that, you visualise it and you just picture it, and I don't know, you're daydreaming, mate.
Yep.
You're daydreaming, and then people talk about the manifestation thing and all that.
That's it. There's so much to that, isn't there? I'm a firm believer in that.
But I feel like I've done that my whole life, and I used to, when I actually found out about manifestation and The Secret and read all that and started reading books about it, I thought, fuck me, I've actually done this without realising what I've been doing my whole life. Do you know what I mean? It's like a built-in thing, innit? It's like everybody dreams, everybody daydreams. It was the same with the DJing as well. I used to, let's say that I went to that Hardcore Heaven gig and I thought that's the best thing I've ever done in my life. And then for like 6 months after that, every day I would listen to the tape packs, the CD packs, and work, and I would just be visualising like I was me that was playing.
Right, okay.
And then I basically fucking started getting booked for them all.
So did you go to them? Did you approach them, or did they approach you?
They came to me. So it was weird. Like it was weird how I always thought I was dead lucky for the gigs I was getting. Like the first big gig I started playing for was in our Chaos. It was called Twisted and Brainfire. It's like the biggest kind of UK hardcore rave in Scotland. Like biggest bookings, biggest acts were playing. And I went to it and I just really wanted to play at it, but I never ever held a demo in or anything like that. Mm-hmm. What happened was I had made tapes and had made CDs, but somebody was playing a CD right in their house, and there was a lassie in cutting this person's hair, And she ended up taking the CD and she ended up taking it back and go back to Rob Derivlin,
Aye.
who was like one of the guys who like started.
Yeah, aye.
And he heard it. And he phoned me. I was sitting with my mates, like we would be on the decks every night, we'd be smoking, we'd get a drink, and then my phone went, unknown number. And he's like, alright, it's Rob Derivlin, who was like, I kind of
Yeah.
I was like, not his, and he's like, it is.
Yeah, somebody's
like,
bamming you up.
I heard your mix, but I heard your take your scratching, that's
Fucking
mental.
hell.
He's like, do you want to? And I was like, aye man,
Brilliant.
obviously.
Brilliant.
And then that happened, I was buzzing, you know what I mean? And then,
So at what point did you realise it was him? Because you think it's your pal bamming you up or something initially?
Because when I came off the phone, my pals didn't believe me. They were like, shut up. But
Yeah.
Because I was a bullshitter.
Right,
I just used to make stuff up all the time. I don't care. I was a bullshitter, man. But no in any malice way. I just used to open my mouth up and start talking, and then people would be like, what the fuck? I'm like, aye. Just...
Brilliant.
So they thought it was a wind up,
Aye.
and then it wasn't, man. And then I realised, obviously, like, a flyer came out, and my name was on the flyer, and I was like, whoa, man, like, this is happening. Know what I mean? But I miss all the days, man, because it was.
Yep.
I used to be cool. Know what I mean?
So,
I used to be cool.
mate, we all used to be cool. Fucking hell. Well, I used to think I was cool. I've just accepted the fact. Fucking. As you get older, and
Aye.
that's amazing. I just like putting out there and fucking it's come back to you. And I dare say that doesn't happen for everybody, you know. But I suppose the thing is, like, if you work hard and you've got that positive mental attitude and stuff.
You put yourself in the position in the past.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, aye.
Some things you want, you don't get. Do you know what I mean? But
Yep. I wondered, I'd be interested to take like a poll of fucking comedians and see like whose school report cards, you know, like class clown fucking needs to go on with their work and stuff. It must be a...
aye, well, I remember hiding my report cards, and I remember the day my mum found them, and I remember the tanking she gave me.
Oh really? Aye.
Mate, I could have had them in my bottom drawer. And I think she must have been like, I don't know, man, putting washing in or something, and she just found them. She's like that.
This was like a bunch of report cards.
Aye,
as well,
man,
wasn't it?
she
Just
was
one?
like, why did they not bin them? Do you know what I mean? But she found them, and she thought, I thought you didn't get any. So I just kept saying, I didn't get it, and that.
Right, yeah.
And she actually learned us, man. Aye, but I can always just remember every one of them was just like, doesn't pay attention,
Yep.
easily distracted, constantly disrupting the class.
Then if you've got ADHD as well, and that really wasn't a term.
No.
But when we were at primary school, certainly not when I was at school.
No, man. I didn't get any help for anything at all, man.
Nah.
Just a wee prick, just a wee, do you know what I mean? Just a wee cunt who didn't listen. Like my mum and dad used to shout at me like, pay attention. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I've done well, mate. It's fucking.
Cheers, mate.
It's kind of, as I say, like I love speaking to people when I'm tattooing them. It's, you know, we get such a vast range of people in here. We get fucking doctors and lawyers and actors and fucking guys that work for the Clenny and, you know, fucking receptionists, and it's fucking dynamite.
Amazing, man.
It's, I kind of get to sit in my arse all day and draw.
It's amazing.
Not even work. Right, Mikey, part of the deal of doing this is you get to tattoo me.
Yeah.
And maybe something that fucking just a little something.
Right.
Need to stress it's a little something, but maybe something that symbolises something we've talked about today, or just something you think's funny.
Maybe do the hardcore heaven sign on you.
If you want, mate, aye. And that was your first tattoo.
My first tattoo.
Right,
Right,
so that's the first tattoo you got, and it'll be the first tattoo you actually.
Sorry, I just
do as
worked
well.
on
No, you're right, mate. Mate, cool. Right.
Obviously not as big as that.
No, obviously not as big as that. But aye, cool. That's fine. Beautiful.
It was either that or Basil Bowley's face. Do you know what I mean? I want to do actual Basil Bowley's face. Can you not print that out? No.
Could be it'd be like, just be like a line drawn cartoon version. It's up to you, mate. Like honestly, it's your and I realise, Paul, I'm setting a fucking dangerous precedent here for going. It's up to you, whatever you want.
Aye,
mate. Whatever you do.
No, a wee one.
Something like that, you know, because
we'll be able to print it out, all right.
Oh, aye. Like, is this
a cool wee one?
As this podcast kind of grows and stuff,
yeah.
I've only got a finite amount of skin for people to tattoo.
Oh, sorry.
But now you're the first guest, Mikey. So
yeah.
You get pride of place.
Privileged,
you know?
mate. Honestly,
no,
very much.
It's fucking. It's been awesome to have you on.
Definitely.
But I realise I've just said to the world, fucking tattoo whatever you want. That'll be fine.
Very therapeutic getting a tattoo, I think.
Honestly,
it's just like even usually like the first few bits, but see for the start it was fine.
Yep.
Honestly, it was just a nice wee.
I think see the buzz of a tattoo, like getting a new tattoo and showing it off to your pals, up on Facebook, and even just the whole. See a lot of younger people now, and it's, you know, they post on Facebook. That's me booked in for my tattoo, and then they check in when they're here, and then they're fucking sharing meals and stuff, and it's just a whole buzz, I think. No pun intended.
See, I always buzz after a podcast anyway. I feel I've done a gig or something. I've got a wee buzz. So now I've got a double buzz tattoo.
Brilliant.
At the podcast.
Couple wee bits, mate, and then I think that'll do. You've done really well. You've sat perfectly. It's been fucking awesome to chat to you as well, mate.
You too, mate.
I'm now shaking myself about your tattoo ideas.
No.
It's all good. So, what does your daughter think of you doing comedy? I meant to ask you that.
She loves it. She's I think like she's funny.
Yeah.
She's like a funny one, or we pals and all that, and she's like me. Do you know what I mean? I can see it. Like,
cool.
I'm like the way I am because of my dad.
Okay, yeah.
She's the way she is because of me.
Right, brilliant.
It's just been passed right down, mate.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? She makes me laugh a lot.
Yep.
She hits it with some things and I'm like, what the fuck? She'll do wee faces and all that. And she does things and she's class, man.
So she's not any like doing videos online or anything yet?
Well, she started doing wee videos, but it's like wee makeup videos she does.
Oh, okay.
Right, she's obsessed with makeup and all that now.
Right.
But she'll do wee funny videos with her pals and that. She'll send her wee pals videos and shit like that.
Brilliant. I think that's us. Let me do a...
Right.
This is about as wanky as I get when I'm tattooing next. This is what the kids do when they're doing the tattoos, you know. So I say like the yellow's a wee bit distorted just now, but that'll, when it heals up.
Oh, look at that, man.
How's that looking? Is that alright?
Looks amazing.
Yeah, beautiful. Worth the pain.
Incredible. Wasn't it painful, mate?
Wasn't it painful? That's the right answer.
It was just nice.
Right answer. I should probably point out people can find the Archangel 1608 tattoos.
Brilliant, mate.
There you go, mate. Awesome, mate.
I love it.
Mate, honestly, it's been a buzz. I've never done a
Super
buzz.
Put it on, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Yes, that's me got a Super Soaker forever. On my arm.
So
even when I'm 90, I'll be like, what is that? What is that again? What is that wee thing?
Amazing. Go and have a wee post in the mirror if you want, mate. Do the line, and then I'll wipe the skin down for you.
Well, that's it. I see it.
So you put it on then?
Aye, just fill up. So just dip it into the ink like you would with a fountain pen
while it's on.
No. Well you can do it, but best not to. Just
so just like this.
Aye, just dip it in. You don't have to dip it.
The needle's not yet.
So aye, it's alright. So just like you'll come back and do this. So just and you'll see it'll. Like it kind of draws the ink up into the well.
All right.
And then that's you kind of good to go. But I'll like keep an eye on it and say like fucking.
So that's it.
That's it, mate. Aye. So I just
like that.
just like a pen. Oh, you a left or a righty? So
Alright,
just pick a line, just a small line to start off with, and kind of make sure it's going into the skin. There you go. Aye. A wee bit slower as well.
Right, okay.
So I'll like that, and you can see what you've done.
Right, okay.
Cool. And then the big lines, don't worry
go
about.
over that again, no?
It should be alright. So aye. Brilliant. Maybe just a wee more pressure, just be a wee more firmer with it. But you're alright. And then we'll do one more line, and then we'll go back to the ink and just get more ink into the well. That's it, mate. Aye. Cool. See, just take your time. So what you can maybe do as well, I find, see if you use the ball of your hand as a base. So like get your hand on my leg wherever you can,
and just look
and
right,
just
right,
fucking,
alright.
aye, and obviously stretch the skin. Beautiful.
My chair moved back here. Fucking hell, man. Wow.
So you're setting the standard for everybody else here.
Right. I know. Right, so I need to concentrate
Aye.
here again.
Listen, just take your time. I maybe do all the wee.
These.
Aye.
Right.
So before you start, just go into the ink. You can let it run, but don't just dip the tip in. Just the tip, Mikey.
Oh, just a tip,
Just the
baby.
tip. Right, cool. And then just same again. Just fucking just pick your line and go for it. But aye. And like you can go up and round as well if you feel confident enough.
Oh, just right, all right.
You don't have to.
Right, okay.
You don't have to, but if you feel like one of them, you want to fucking go up and. Yeah, that's it. That was the right speed as well, mate. That was cool.
Perfect. Fucking hell, man. This is shocking.
Aye, just take your time with it. That's beautiful. By the way, mate, that was a fucking pretty crisp. Like, I'm not even bullshitting. That was a pretty crisp line.
There you go.
Awesome, mate. Just go back and get some more ink, maybe. So, aye, how you finding it then?
I'm enjoying it, mate.
Aye. Some buzz, isn't it?
It is some buzz. Obviously, because it's my first time doing it, I don't want to fuck it up, but
No.
you trust me and you
Mate.
know the drill.
Absolutely.
Can you remember your first tattoo?
Mate, it was for my 18th birthday. I went down to Johnny's.
Did you feel that there?
Eh?
Did you feel that there? I felt as if
Feel
I
what?
went right into your skin.
No, it's fine. Honestly, see, because the setting, like, you can't really go too deep.
Right.
I'll fucking let you know if there's an issue.
Aye.
Don't worry. No, it's good.
Looks a bit mental, doesn't it, man? Fucking.
So here's the thing. Like all these tattoos for us, they're never going to be like pure perfect crisp tattoos.
Aye.
But that's part of the fucking that's part of the story. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Nice man. Cool. Then go back to the ink again.
Oh, what one? Right.
So I just pick your line, like these bigger ones. It's up to you if you want to fucking go for it or not.
Right, okay.
Just go a wee bit slower. There you go. Nice, mate. That's fucking. Beautiful. Mate, look at that.
It's looking alright, eh?
Mate, people will know what it is. If they know.
Aye, if
what
they
it
know
is.
what it is. Aye.
Mate, I'm actually fucking. I'm glad I got you on first.
Right.
This is going well.
Can I go that line again? No,
If you want,
is
mate,
that
just take
Lightly?
your time. Yeah. No. Kind of same depth and stuff. Just more pressure if you're
pressure,
correcting it.
right.
Aye. So you've got 2 healthy shows coming up for the comedy festival in March.
2 healthy shows coming up for the comedy festival in March. Friday, 29th of March, 6 p.m, sold out. Saturday the 30th of March, 6 p.m, sorry, aye. Still some tickets left for that.
Right.
But if people want to follow me, they can get me on Facebook, Mikey Collins or Mikey Motion. Instagram, Mikey Motion. TikTok, even though I'm not on it, but it's still there. I've got a podcast, Bloody Roasting Podcast. Get yourself on that.
Beautiful.
That's on YouTube. And I've got a sort of personal podcast that's on Spotify. Mindfully Nonsense. It's like a mindfulness podcast where just talking about how I feel, stories and stuff like that. So you can get that on Spotify as well. Just type in Mikey Motion, it should come up.
Beautiful. If anybody wants to give me a follow as well, it's Tattoo Dave 1608 on the TikTok. YouTube as well, probably where you're watching this. Facebook, you can find me in So Tattoo Dave Thinks He's Funny. And the tattoo studio's Archangel 1608 Tattoo Studio. But all these details, we'll stick these on the links. Mikey, that's fucking looking pretty solid.
It's alright, innit?
If there's any wee bits you
I
want
think
to
it would be
fucking run
cool
over
with
again.
actually with that blue in it.
Oh
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like a wee bit
aye.
of-
We'll maybe do that next time.
Right,
Just,
so
like, check all your lines, mate. If there's any you want to maybe that
a
wee
wee bit
curve
there,
there.
in there. So just like
But-
just fix it round a
Yeah,
wee
yeah,
bit.
aye. Beautiful.
Aye, man.
Cool.
That's
Happy with that?
sorry, innit?
Mate, beautiful. Right, easy as that. So I just so that's the first episode of Stick and Joke with myself, Tattoo Dave, and our first guest, the wonderful Mikey Motion. Give us a wee comment. I'm sure there'll be people wanting to fucking slag the tattoos, slag the setup, whatever. Doesn't matter, it's interactions. So give us a wee shout out. If you enjoyed it, share it with your friends, and we'll be back soon with episode 002. Thanks for watching, Mikey.
Thanks for having us.
Fucking
Give us a
pleasure.
follow, give us a share, come see my shows. If you don't think it's funny, I'll give you your money back. It's only a tenner, but I will give it back. So aye. Thank you
Beautiful.
for having
Mate,
us, mate.
cheers,
It's been a
thank you.
pleasure.
We'll see you for the
Cheers,
next one.
guys. Thank
Peace.
you. Bye.